Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back with another Unsung video. Let's not waste any time. This is the top 5 unsung episodes I like to see be made, part 2. In no particular order.
Watching them fall one by one.
Tell how, for people who don't know, how was she involved in ripping you all off, allegedly?
I never grew up listening to this person's music, but wow. They sure do have a lot of drama under their belt in the music industry. Perry Arlette Reed, known as Pebbles, is an American singer, songwriter, business, and music executive. At the age of 19, she met up with a contractor, George L. Smith, who gave Pebbles a demo tape and video for Mercedes Boy.
You wanna ride my Mercedes, boy? Tell me what you gonna do with me. 'Cause if you wanna ride my Mercedes, boy, there are so many things that I'm gonna do.
The song and video got her signed on MCA Records. She recorded several other hits in the late 80s and early 90s, including Girlfriend, Giving You the Benefit, and Love Makes Things Happen, featuring Babyface.
It will spin your mind around like a carousel. No, I'm telling you, love makes things happen.
I like how Pebbles was defending this song, basically saying it's okay to cheat someone as long as you love them.
Love makes things happen. It doesn't matter if you're a married woman, married man. It doesn't matter if you have 50 kids. It doesn't matter if anything. It just doesn't matter. When you fall in love with a person, things happen.
Nah, boo-boo, that's still cheating. Don't be giving these side chicks no excuses. Anyway, in 1989, Pebbles found her own record label, Suave Records. Pebbles also released her third album, From the Heart, which did very poorly, which reached number 43 in the Billboard charts with her only single, Are You Ready?
Disappointed when money said, are you ready for me?
After her failure of her third album, Pebbles started managing other music artists. She also signed TLC. Unfortunately, TLC filed bankruptcy in 1995 due to Pebbles' alleged mismanagement regarding the funds. Pebbles' marriage wasn't doing great either, and her husband divorced in 1996. Pebbles and TLC been beefing for the last 2 decades. It even got worse when the TLC movie was released, Crazy Sexy Cool. They just portrayed Pebbles as a bitch in this movie.
Clearly told you girls not to be loose.
But I'm not.
I'm suspending you without pay.
What?
You're on probation, Missy. I don't want to see your face for a couple of days, understand? And then we'll see.
Now, I don't know Pebbles as a person, but she was very furious. Go look up her interviews on the thoughts of the film. So, what did she do after TLC? Well, she converted as a Christian and goes by Sister Perry. She's also the founder of The Wonder of God Changing Lives. The last thing Pebbles did in the music industry was in 2008, where she released a gospel album called Prosthetic Flaws Volume 1 and Volume 2, which peaked at number 12. But honestly, I really want to see a reality show of Pebbles and TLC calling each other bitches and doing wild shit on a reality show. But I do hope they find some closure, because these women are, middle-aged, and I bet VH1's like, man, fuck all that shit. We need that money, and that's $1 million idea.
You never know, you never know when. You never know, you never know. Why did you think you loved me too?
Hey, remember when Disney had that Bobby Brown character in a Goofy movie and put Ashley from The Fresh Prince to sleep?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ashley.
Yeah, we're talking about Tevin Campbell. Tevin Campbell is an American singer, songwriter, and actor. Tevin displayed a passion for singing at an early age and performed at his local church. In 1988, Campbell was signed to Warner Brothers Records. His first album, Tevin, Tevin, is his highest charted to date with singles Alone With You and Telling Me What You Want Me to Do.
Baby, please don't leave me now. Tell me what you want me to do. My love is always here for you.
His double platinum album, I'm Ready, and his most popular songs, I'm Ready and Can We Talk, which peaked at number 9 on the Hot 100 and number 1 on the Billboard and R&B charts.
Wanna know your name.
can forget his other classic songs from a Goofy movie, from Eye to Eye and Stand Out.
There's nothing that I wouldn't do if it was getting you to notice.
All I need is half a chance, a second thought, a second glance to prove I got whatever it takes.
It's a piece of cake.
To each other's heart, if I were never too far apart, and maybe love is the reason why. The first time ever seeing it,
That goof kid ain't there.
His other two albums, Back to the World and Tevin Campbell, didn't chart. It's not like Tevin can't sing, they just wasn't promoted as well. And there wasn't any direction what the album was trying to be. 1999 was not a great year for Tevin. He got arrested for soliciting a lewd act from an undercover male cop. Also, Tevin dealt with drugs and underage drinking. Shortly after this, he withdrew from the public eye and hasn't released any new music since. Mr. Campbell has made appearances here and there for musicals, television, and looks like he's doing well for himself. Look, Tevin, you a grown man, and I'm not trying to harp on you on sucking dick, but man, can't you like rent a room or something, man? Cause you know you can get in trouble for that, man. I'm just looking out for you, bro.
tell me what you want me to.
She the bitch that sings.
Baby, you don't have to flow with me. If you go chicken roll, take my love is free.
The bitch that sings is gonna diss Beyonce! Beyonce! Bitch, if you
Well, you already know who I'm talking about if you remember this clip. Keri Hilson is an American singer and songwriter. She started as a background vocalist for several R&B and hip hop artists. Hilson also wrote songs for other artists. Her big break came in 2007 after appearing on Timbaland's single The Way I Are, which topped charts around the world. Her debut studio album, In a Perfect World, was released on March 24th, 2009. It had hits like Energy, Number One, and Superhero featuring Chris Brown.
I'm feeling all superhuman. You did good to me. Superhuman, nothing can stop me here with you.
Keri Hilson's second album, No Boys Allowed, has received mixed reviews from most music critics, and it peaked at number 11 on the US Billboard 200, selling 102,000 copies on its first week. Although it sold 8,000 copies more than her debut album, In the Perfect World, in 2009, it failed to match the album's debut chart position of number 4. It had hits like Breaking Point, Pretty Girl Rock, One Night Stand, and Let Me Down.
Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. Just get back up when it knocks you down, knocks you down. Sometimes love.
With 2 successful albums and hearing her songs back to back in the radio, especially everywhere, where did Keri Hilson go? Well, Keri Hilson did a remix song of You're Turning Me On, which she dissed both Beyonce and Ciara at the same time.
Need to get out, cause you're turning me out. Your vision cloudy if you think that you the best. You can dance, she can sing, but need to move it.
Don't do it to him, Sheldon.
She need to go have some baby, she need to sit down, she fake. The mother chicks ain't even worth my time to talk about. Been had dollars, boy, go get your money up. No, you ain't the only homie on me lined up. I ain't turning.
Keri thought this move would increase her popularity, but it backfired hard. Basically, she was attacked both sides by both Ciara and Beyonce's fans, especially Beyonce fans, aka the Bayhives. It got so bad that not only fans were attacking Keri on social media, but attacking her in real life by throwing Beyonce albums at Keri in public. After being cyberbullied, Keri just laid low from the spotlight. Obviously, she does have talent as a performer and songwriter, as long as you don't piss off the beehives, but damn, just leave her alone. I mean, honestly, I really hope we do see new music from Keri Hilson because the woman has some talent.
Thank y'all.
Pop quiz, everyone. Name an R&B group that had Vanilla Ice, George Michael, Kenny G, and Rick James. I can't think of an alternative name for this group, so it's Color Me Bad. Yes, that's the real group's name. Color Me Bad is an American R&B band that was formed in Oklahoma City in Oklahoma. Brian Ahams, Mark Caladron, Kevin Thornton, and Sam Waters formed the band in 1980. They got their big break in 1991. I Wanna Sex You Up, which became Color Me Bad's debut single in March 2nd. The song was their biggest hit in the New Jack City soundtrack and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B/hip hop song chart. Their debut album CMB was released on July 23rd, 1991. It sold over 5 million copies. The album had hits like I Wanna Sex You Up, All for One, and I Adore Mia Moore. Color Me Bad's second album, Time and Chance, was released in November 1993. It had 19 new tracks, and the album represented a shift of musical style for the group, working with producers including David Foster, DJ Pooh, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis. It was more soulful and funky than their previous work, but lacked a cohesive sound. With the music industry at the time embracing grunge music and West Coast hip-hop, it was difficult for Color Me Bad to deliver the same success on the single charts as they'd done before, and the group started to lose momentum. Basically, the people who was working for Color Me Bad was like this. God damn it! The album peaked at number 56 on the Billboard 200, spending 17 weeks on the charts. Ice Cube directed the music video for the lead single, the title track, Time and Chance, which peaked at number 23 in the Hot 100 and number 9 on the Hot R&B and Hip Hop song charts. The following single, Chose, also peaked at number 23 in the Hot 100. After a 3-year break, they re-emerged in 1996 with their third studio album, Now and Forever. Album sales weren't as strong as their previous albums, and the group was released from Giant Records. Color Me Bad's fourth studio album, Awakening, was released in July 28, 1998. The label chose Remember when the next single, Abrams and Caladron, disagreed on the label decision. The song is okay. It does have that pop/teen sound from the late 90s. Unfortunately, at the time, Adams was dealing with alcohol problem and the group was falling apart. So what happened to the members of Color Me Bad? Kevin Thornton became a ministry at his home church Without Walls of Church in Fort Worth, Texas. Sam Waters pursued a career as a record producer, producing with other artists such as Jessica Simpson, 98 Degrees, Kelly Clarkson, and other artists. Mark Caladron worked with other artists such as Steve Brock, whose remake of All for One reached number 1 in the Disney charts. Caladron had instrumental songs played in TV shows like House and the remake of Night Ride. Brian Ahams released a solo album that didn't go anywhere. He did co-host a reality show called Mission Man Band, which formed with other band members from different bands to see if they can form a new group. Unfortunately, that show was canceled just after 1 season. Ahams also co-hosted and recorded with the Insane Clown Posse. So should that be it for Brian Ahams? Nope. In July 22nd, 2018, Ahams was released for assaulting Caladron on stage during a concert in New York. Like, Jesus, man. I really hope Ahams get his shit together because things ain't really looking too bright for him. Also, I just noticed Color Me Bad is the few and only interracial R&B group that stood out from most R&B groups at the time. Hey, Unsung, this could be a really good episode. I'm just saying. Before we reach number 1, here's my honorable mentions.
If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. Been staying most of their lives, living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of their lives, living in a gangster's paradise. Everybody wants to know what's going down. Babe, I know you've seen this before. Maybe at the liquor store. Maybe at the liquor store. Maybe at the health food stand. They don't know that I'm your man.
For my number 1 pick, I'm cheating on this one because finding information on these guys was impossible. And the group I'm talking about is Arts and Crafts.
Who?
Usually I discuss about artists on who they are and what happened to them, but for Arts and Crafts, there isn't any info about them. No interviews, not even a Wikipedia page. They're that obscure. The only information I did find was from a blogspot site. Arts and Crafts were an R&B band from the 90s that consist of Antonio Moore, Mitchell Lewis, and Shamagar Gray? That's a weird name. Anyway, in 1988, they released their debut single, Burden Love, on Profile Records. It charted to number 10 on the dance charts. In 1990, Arts and Crafts appeared on the House Party movie soundtrack with their songs Shirley and What a Feeling. Album Beginning of the Era was released, but no information of this album has been released. In 1993, they released their second album, Experience. Again, no information about this album has been released either. Their only single from the album was a song called All of It, which reached number 23 on the R&B charts. There's even a video of it. Fun fact, Tony Moore from Arts and Crafts didn't like how the video was shot because it was dark. And I agree, you really can't see anybody in this video.
Like no other man can.
And after their second album, they just faded into obscurity. I just find it interesting that this group just came and went. Like, what really happened to them behind the scenes of this group? How come there's no information about this group and their albums? Did they just quit or did they just get blackballed? And you're probably asking, but Vaughn, why do you care about obscurity R&B band that nobody has talked about in the last 25 years? 1, because it's my show and I can talk about whatever I want. And 2, because why not? I really would like to know what really happened to this group. They should be mentioned in the Lost Media website or a Lost Media video because they're that obscure. An R&B band that time and the music community just forgot. Anyway, people, I'm Vaughn the Stampede. Don't forget to comment, like, and if you like this video, share it with everybody. So sorry this video took so long. People, you follow me on all my social media platforms so you can see what other videos I've been up to. And also I do Twitch videos too for gaming. Later.